It's crazy to think that we're 6 months into 2025. And if I have to be honest, it's been a pretty interesting year so far when it comes to music. Musicians who have flown under the radar for years have snagged hits and achieved mainstream success. Viral TikTok rappers, who we thought were the next big things last year, are slowly fading into obscurity. And established artists who have stuck to one genre are starting to branch out to whatever is fresh, catchy, and popular. So I think it's about time we chat about some current and upcoming music trends, because I have a feeling the next 6 months will bring even more music madness. Let's talk about it. But first, welcome to the channel. Hey, hi, Wazan with it, I'm C, and I do rap and pop culture commentary. So if you're into that, subscribe and hit the like button. Listen, the 2025 music trends are trending. New acts mimicking the sounds and styles of those who are already successful, established artists hopping on remixes as soon as a hot song goes viral, generic trap music dying and regional sounds thriving, and rap guys going country and rap girls getting just a little bit more lyrical. What do you know? A couple of months ago, I had an idea to make a video about 2025 music trends and predictions, and I even did a poll on my community page to hear what everyone had to say. These are some great replies too, because we certainly need more creative music videos, for sure could use more producer albums, and gatekeepers. Heavy on that. In 2024, I really think that rap and hip-hop music allowed a lot of stragglers to creep in who either weren't very talented in the first place or became popular from having a very hip-hop heavy sound. Just to say, they ain't a rapper. Yes, we talking about Tommy Richman, the one doing songs with, oh yeah, Sexy Red now. That's really a new age Boondocks episode. Put me in the writer's room. And this brings me to one of the first music trends that has already started, but I certainly see happening more in the future, which is virality will no longer be enough to keep you relevant in the music industry. We could certainly use Tommy Richman as an example of that, but I think that his statement on hip hop is one thing that made his appeal dry up so fast. Saying that you aren't hip hop while using elements of the genre to blow up, just to backtrack, say you aren't solely a hip-hop artist and submit $1 Million Baby for 2 Grammys, both in the rap category, Best Rap Song and Best Melodic Rap Performance, yeah, that's wild. Between that ordeal leaving a sour taste in listeners' mouths and poor live performances making people lose interest in his music, it feels like everyone has realized that he's a bit of a two-hit wonder. Not to mention, some songs sound great when you scroll on social media and listen to all 20 seconds of them, but does the full length actually sound good? However, there are a host of other artists who have blown up in the past couple of years from 1 or 2 hit songs that we really don't hear from anymore, or they're trying their best to find their next big hit. Sometimes they weren't talented at all and struck luck, and other times the music might be nice, but they simply couldn't keep the viral momentum going. From Ice Spice to Scarlett, Coil Ray, and even Lola Brooke. After mentioning her in my previous video, I had to think, dang, other than being ducked off with her boo, where has she been? It's starting to feel like some artists were only meant to be popular for a season and move on to other ventures. Now, I ain't trying to say put the fries in the bag, but for many, it might be time to realize that the music industry isn't for everyone. If all else fails, get 50 to put you on a new episode of BMF. On a happier note, one music trend that I have been absolutely loving lately is seeing artists who have been grinding for a minute finally be recognized for their artistry. So this next music trend is the underdog rising to be the top dog, and clearly Leon Thomas is at the top of this list. I really feel like he's a prime example of how talented musicians typically fly under our radars, pin hits or produce for others while waiting on their turn to dominate the charts. Here you have a child prodigy who has gone from Broadway at 10 years old, starring on a popular Nick series at 16, penning songs for co-star Ariana Grande's debut album in his 20s, and then at 31, he has his first solo hit record. which is Mutt. Now, don't get it twisted, he has many achievements, even earning 2 Grammys, one for SZA Snooze and the other for Drake and Rick Ross's Gold Roses. But it really hits different when you're recognized for your own music. We see this with other artists like Money Long, who spent years penning hits for others, many of which were low-key snatched from her. And now she's finally achieved solo mainstream success, as long as she don't get canceled first. Same with Charlie XCX. She spent a lot of time in other artists' shadows, being known as the girl who did great features, gave you a catchy hook, and now she has completely blown up with Brat and literally took over summer 2024. Okay, it was a Brat summer. I guess when it comes to this trend, I have to sum it up with one of my favorite quotes. It takes 10 years to be an overnight success. Now, if I have to keep it real, the next trend is one that I am totally sick of seeing, but I know that artists are going to continue doing it for the remainder of 2025 and probably beyond. And that is hopping on a music trend just to get clicks, streams, and views, knowing it isn't authentic to them. Whether it's rappers attempting to branch out from their typical sound to make TikTok hits and failing miserably like Lil Baby, or rap artists going country on us like Young Blue and Quavo. And Quavo is really giving me the vibe that he's trying to figure himself out as a solo artist because he's really so used to being in a group. He's going full-blown rock star with Lenny Kravitz, and then he's going country and doing songs with Luke Bryan and Teddy Swims. And even Lil Durk had a bit of a country era. Now that I think about it, he had a country song in 2021. So let me find out he was ahead of the curve before Cowboy Carter. But if anything, his songs Broadway Girls and Stand By Me serve as reminders that artists, especially rappers, are often too desperate to collaborate with musicians outside of their scope who don't even respect hip-hop. And here we have people line dancing to Morgan Wallen and Twista mashups. Sigh. Listen, country music is black AF, but it doesn't mean we have to turn it into a trend that everyone hops on just because we see Beyonce riding on horses. Which brings me to another trend that is currently happening, but I want to mention briefly. I think that audiences' relationships with live shows and concerts will be changing drastically over the course of this year. It's already started, honestly, and it's wild because there are a couple of concerts that I'm trying to dip through this summer. Now, I'm sure you all have seen all of the different commentary about how people are sick of these Ticketmaster prices and how many people are choosing to skip out on some of these stadium tours where they're seeing only 1 or 2 artists in favor of music festivals where they might be able to get a bang for their buck. Or putting that thing on Klarna, maybe not even attending concerts at all. The past 2 years, we've seen so many artists cancel tours and shows because they did not sell enough tickets just to spin the block. A prime example being someone like Burna Boy. He canceled the final show of his 2024 tour at the last minute due to unforeseen circumstances with the promoter. Then he spun the block this spring to perform at our annual Jazz Fest. And too often, we see artists being humbled by low ticket sales and empty show seats. If you're doing arena and stadium tours, you absolutely need to be real with yourself and who your fan base is. It almost feels like something shifted after Beyonce's Renaissance tour. The ticket prices are ticketing, and a lot of people are starting to be harsher critics when it comes to these experiences, with many saying that the Cowboy Carter tour has been falling flat of their expectations based on price point, which I find to be interesting as someone who attended the Renaissance tour. But I get it, different acts and different strokes for different folks. Because for every group of people who choose not to attend, there is a trend that will remain. Many people are being fueled to attend such concerts because social media is influencing them. From get ready with me videos to spend the day with me at this concert, DIY costume ideas, and a host of other trends. The social FOMO is real. Social media has a really funny way of fueling why and how we spend money, sometimes pointlessly, just to show we got it, even if we ain't really got it. And a lot of people are choosing to pop out even if they cannot afford it, just to ensure they are a part of the moment. Hey, I ain't mad. Now, the final trend I've been thinking about a lot lately is seeing new artists pop up as clones of musicians who are already established. Even if they aren't exact duplicates, they have a shared sound with someone who is or was popular. It's giving replacement or reincarnation. One example that I saw early on in artist Sailor's career, who is known for her viral hit Pookie's Requiem, is that it seems like since the moment I heard about her, everyone immediately started comparing her to SZA, and I think I know why. Now, aside from the fact that she makes music about heartbreak, crash outs, and overall seems like the new poster child for sad girl, lover girl, and soft girl anthems, her singing voice is a bit similar as well. At first listen, I was like, wait, is this, until I realized that if I could easily understand and learn each and every lyric of her song, it probably wasn't SZA. Now, I love me some mumble rapping and singing, and I know my girl SZA well, but I can't admit that she almost fooled me. And instead of people feeling like perhaps Sailor was influenced by SZA's sound, or maybe they're just low-key giving twins, everyone sees it as Sailor biting SZA's style and Black style overall. They're pointing out her using the term Pookie in her hit song. They're pointing out the grills, which are Black and seem to be more of a nod to her Vietnamese roots. But now that I've listened to her debut project, I must say, it's kind of good. If you're into Sailor, let me know. Pookie's Requiem is really, it's an infectious song to me. That and Burning Blue by Mariah the Scientist are two songs that I'm obsessed with right now. Now, another example of artist cloning is a girl I came across called Stunna Sandy. I actually heard her song Make It Look Sexy on a video, and I literally thought that Ice Spice went back to her old sound. Upon diving deeper, not only is this girl mimicking Ice's sound, but her aesthetic low-key is giving it too. And if I have to be honest, it's genius marketing. Now, I'm not sure if she plans to really blow up with rapping or if she's merely an influencer making a few songs, but scrolling and seeing an Ice Spice look-alike, and in this case, sound alike, literally makes people stop, listen, and comment, whether it's negative or positive. At the end of the day, it's all about going viral, right? That's truly the biggest music trend that is happening. Rapping is the new hustle. By all means, I do not think it's easy for you to become successful with music on the internet, okay? I don't think blowing up is a walk in the park that just anyone can do. But there are so many individuals who see regular people blow up off of one song and make a whole career out of it that think, you know what, I can do that too. And sadly, it's going to cause a lot of people to sign their lives away. But you tell me, what are some music trends that you are sick of seeing, or even some that you really enjoy? I would like to see more collab projects, especially from women. I think that if 2 or 3 women really took it seriously, they could create something crazy. I also want more rap and R&B collaborations and more songs where there's like 5 niggas on a song or a remix. Yesterday, I was thinking about how DJ Khaled used to take over the summer with those huge collaborations he did, right? Do You Mind, Take It to the Head, I Want to Be With You, Hold You Down, I'm the One, Wild Thoughts, right? It's like every year back to back, he had a record that blended rap and R&B with all of the most popular artists on it. And you heard it everywhere. Now that I think about it though, there are so many people beefing or not speaking based on association. So is that era over? Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments.